There are many different types of mothers. There's the mothers that you can expect to be at every one of your games cheering you on, saying, "Go team, go." That's what you might get from your typical soccer mom. And then there's the mothers that might sound something like, if you want to spend the weekend at your father's place, you might want to call him up and make those arrangements. That's something you might hear from a single mother. And then there's the, "I'm going to be at work late tonight, but if you get hungry, there's a lasagna already prepared for you in the fridge. Just warm that up. You can eat it for dinner." That's something you might hear from a career mother. And then there's the stay-at-home moms that sound something like, "I'm going to do the dishes, I'm going to run a couple errands, pick up the groceries, and then I'll pick you up from school on the way home." And then there's the super proud moms that anytime they get a chance, you can hear them saying, "Yep, that's my baby," or "Yep, that's my boy," just to show off your accomplishments. But hear the words, "Boy, you know I taught you better than that." Those are the words that might come out of the gangster mom's mouth. Good afternoon, my name is Jen Gata, and as your fellow classmate, I am here to warn you, do not mess with a gangster mom. It will lead to an unpleasant situation. Now don't get me wrong, a gangster mom is not the type of gangster you see in the movies. They're not on the street corners trying to sell drugs or in a violent gang, but they do possess some of the qualities and traits that are attached to the gangster persona. Gangster moms are ambitious, they're determined, they're powerful, they're fearless, and they will yell at, speak to whomever and do whatever it takes to get a job done. Just so happens that my mom is definitely a gangster mom, and she had her most gangster moment when I was with two of my friends. It all started one Friday night when she was driving two of my friends and I to a radio show I co-host. After picking up my two friends at a bus stop and driving to the building, we were running a few minutes behind schedule, but my mom was determined to get us to the radio show on time. At the building, there is a semicircle drop-off zone where the cars are allowed to pull up straight to the front doors. But we couldn't get into the drop-off zone because there were three females who had parked their car right at the beginning of the drop-off and were all standing outside the car. My mom honked her horn once, the girls all looked over at us and continued having their conversation. She honked the horn a second time and held the horn down to create more emphasis that she needed them to move their car. The girls didn't even look at us the second time. I then prepared myself for my mom's following actions because I know from firsthand my mom does not take lightly to being ignored. She then rolled down the window, stuck her head out the window, and yelled at the girls, "What does this look like to you? A parking lot? No, it's a drop-off zone. I got my daughter in here with two of her friends, and they gotta get to this radio show on time. So if you want to park your car, you should go park it in a parking lot." My friends started laughing hysterically, and I just shook my head in shame. But the girls looked so shocked, they quickly got into the car and zoomed off. That's a gangster mom. My mother makes it clear that she deserves to be respected, as other mothers do. Like my mother, and like your mother, and like your mother, and all mothers. They are strong women who are caring, considerate, passionate, and they will do anything it takes to provide and protect their family. Even in some circumstances, if that means being ambitious, fearless, powerful, and determined. I'm telling you, gangster moms mean business. Do not mess with them.